The massive warship of the Voidborn Empire loomed over Earth like a predatory beast ready to strike. Its surface was covered in spines and barbs, each one capable of launching a devastating attack that could level a city. Commander Talia stood, tall on the bridge, her iridescent scales glinting under the artificial lights as she gazed at the blue planet below. "Prepare the boarding party," she ordered, her four eyes narrowing. "I want to meet these humans face to face before we begin the conquest." Her subordinates, each bearing the proud chitinous armor of the Voidborn elite forces, saluted in unison. The Empire had conquered 17 systems before reaching Earth, and none had provided any meaningful resistance. These humans, with their primitive technology and fragile bodies, would surely be no different. Hours later, Talia led her squad through the corridors of what the humans called the International Space Station. The occupants had been gathered in the central module, 10 humans watching with expressions that Talia found difficult to read. Their soft faces lacked the expressive mandibles and sensory appendages that made communication among her kind so precise. One human stepped forward, a male with short brown hair and weathered skin. His name badge read, "Commander Jack Reed. I represent Earth's United Space Forces," he said calmly. "To what do we owe this unexpected visit?" Talia towered over him, her 7-foot frame enhanced by the powered armor that could crush his skull with the slightest pressure. She clicked her mandibles in what her species recognized as amusement. "Your planet has been selected for integration into the Voidborn Empire," she announced, her translator converting her natural clicks and hisses into human English. "Resistance is inadvisable. We have destroyed civilizations far more advanced than yours." To emphasize her point, she activated a holographic display showing the orbital bombardment of a planet called Nexus 4. The footage showed cities vaporizing under concentrated energy beams, the planet's defense fleet reduced to drifting debris. The humans watched in silence. Talia expected to see terror, perhaps tears or pleas for mercy, reactions she had witnessed countless times across the galaxy. Instead, Commander Reed merely nodded thoughtfully. "Why aren't you petrified, human?" Talia asked, genuine curiosity, mixing with irritation. "Your species faces extinction, yet you stand there as if discussing the weather." Reed's lips curled into what Talia recognized as a smile, but it lacked the warmth typically associated with the expression. His eyes remained cold, calculating. "Because, Commander Talia, humans have a rather unique relationship with fear." He stepped closer, seemingly unconcerned by the razor-sharp talons that could eviscerate him in seconds. "You see, we've spent our entire evolutionary history being afraid. We evolved on a planet where almost everything could kill us. Predators faster and stronger than us. Diseases, natural disasters, each other. Fear is an old friend." Talia's antennae twitched in confusion. "Then you should be even more afraid now." Reed shook his head. "That's where you've misunderstood us. We don't panic in the face of extinction. We innovate. We adapt. We overcome." His voice dropped lower. "And when necessary, we fight with everything we have." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small device. Talia's guards immediately raised their weapons, but Reed merely held it up for her to see. "This is a quantum entanglement communicator. The moment you boarded our station, I sent a message. Right now, across Earth, hibernating. Defense systems are awakening." Talia's secondary heart began to beat faster. "You lie. Our scans detected no advanced defense technology." "Of course not," Reed replied. "We kept them dormant, buried deep where you couldn't detect them. We've been expecting visitors like you for centuries. Why do you think we broadcast our television and radio signals so carelessly into space?" "We were fishing." A sudden alert blared from Talia's armor. One of her officers approached hurriedly. "Commander, we're detecting energy signatures rising from the planet's surface, thousands of them. And our ship. Something is infiltrating our systems." Talia's spine stiffened as Reed continued, his calm demeanor unchanged. "The reason I'm not petrified, Commander, is because while your species was busy conquering compliant worlds, mine was preparing for this exact moment. We've studied the stars and asked ourselves, What if what's out there isn't friendly? And then we built accordingly. Alarms continued to sound from Talia's communication systems. Reports flooded in. Unidentified craft rising from Earth's oceans, massive energy signatures emerging from what had appeared to be ordinary mountains, and somehow, impossibly, their mighty warship systems were being subverted by human code. Impossible, Talia whispered. Your species is primitive. Reed's smile widened slightly. We learned long ago to appear weak when we are strong. Your empire isn't the first threat we've faced, and it won't be the last. The difference is, most threats don't come from the stars. He gestured toward Earth, visible through the station's viewport. Every horror you can imagine, we've inflicted upon ourselves already. World wars, nuclear weapons, biological warfare. We've stared into our own abyss countless times. Talia felt something she hadn't experienced since her earliest training days. A creeping dread. What are you? She asked. Reed's response chilled her spine. We're what happens when a species evolves not as the apex predator, but as persistent, prey that refuse to die. We're what happens when intelligence develops not in a peaceful environment but in constant danger. We're survivors, Commander, and survivors know that showing fear doesn't help you live. He extended his hand in what Talia recognized as a human greeting gesture. Now, shall we discuss terms for your immediate withdrawal? Or would you prefer to witness firsthand what humanity does when truly threatened, as the reports of Earth's awakening defenses continued to flood in? Talia realized that in all the Empire's conquests, they had never encountered a species quite like humans, creatures who had turned fear itself into a weapon and wore calm faces while preparing for war. For the first time in her military career, Commander Talia of the mighty Voidborn Empire felt something new. Respect mingled with the dawning understanding that she had gravely, perhaps fatally, miscalculated